Aloha and welcome to our live Friday coaching call. I'm Tom Gaddis, and on today's call, we're going to be talking about the state of AI, how to make money in 2025 and beyond. As you probably know, over the past few years, we've talked a ton about AI, how to use it to make money. We've totally overhauled our agency and seen how AI has saved us time and money, removed a ton of the headaches for ourselves and our clients, and of course, pushed up our profits. However, over the last probably year, there's been a ton of changes when it comes to AI, which is why on today's coaching call, I'm going to talk about where we are currently at with AI. What are the things you should be concerned about when it comes to selling AI services? I'm going to talk about what tools we recommend, how to quickly get started using AI to make money. I'm going to take your questions. We're going to share some wins. We're going to have a little mini party because today is actually the 300th episode of this coaching call. So super excited about that. So why don't we just dive right in? So welcome everybody. I see in the comments, we've got Sabrina, Jimmy, Paul. Paul, saw your win in the group with your premium listing. Awesome. Laura, welcome. Billy, awesome. Excited you guys are all here. Can you believe that I have been showing up for this live coaching call? I had to ask Chat GPT. I was like, how many Fridays is 300 Fridays? And it is 5 years and 9 months. So for 5 years and 9 months, we have been here every Friday for an hour, just sharing information, taking questions, all getting better together. So a big shout out to the team behind the scenes, Shushan and Tyler and Cameron and all of the support people, Kai, Ronald, Ruchika, everyone in the background that makes this possible, that helps this whole operation run smoothly. Thank you. Thank you very much for making me look good on these. For those of you that may be new to our community, you probably don't know this, but when we first started these little episodes, it was just Nick and I, basically just like shooting from the hip. And then we were like, maybe we should have like a format. So we've had a couple of different formats throughout the years. And now like we've got this great little process. Shushan puts together these amazing show notes. We've had intros, we've got outro, like it's grown over the years. And I haven't pointed this out in a while, but it's a really great example of how any business really evolves, this little show, right? When you do something consistently, week in and week out, or day in and day out, your processes evolve and change. And over time, you just get better and more organized with things. You know, I would say I know a lot of people look at what Nick and I have built, and you think like it just all happened quickly. It didn't. It's been a process, right? Like the agency didn't just burst forth selling, 5 different services and all at higher ticket prices and all that stuff. Like it's been a process to get there. We've evolved and worked and optimized and changed things and tried a lot of different things that didn't work to find out these things that work. So I know now it probably looks like, hey, we're pretty smart, but honestly, we learned all that stuff mainly from making every mistake you can possibly make, fumbling around, not knowing what to do, just trying anything, and then hitting on a few things that work for us. So really excited to be talking about that kind of stuff with AI. We'll take your questions, all that stuff as well. Yeah, howdy, y'all. I see Patty's in here. Regina, welcome. Fantastic. All right, so why don't we start with the state of AI? So I have a question for those of you that are live here on this call. What do you feel the state of AI is? Can you let me know in the comments wherever you're watching this stream? Can you just pop in there and let me know? What do you think it is? Do you think it's good? Do you think we're still on the up? Do you think we're on the down? Have we kind of flatlined? Like, where do you think the state of AI is right now? And I guess more importantly, one of the things I'm going to talk about is like, what should you be focused on when it comes to AI right now? Like, what are the things you should be paying attention to, or doing, or trying to figure out to really, take advantage of what's going on? I'm curious about that. Jim says, let's see. Jim says, still in its infancy. Yeah, Jim, I would agree with that. We're still early. Although, like, at the agency, we're starting to get businesses in Hawaii that are reaching out to us about AI services. So that's usually a good sign that everybody's aware of it, right? Like it, almost everyone knows it's out there, that they need it somehow. They're not, like it's really the average person is aware of it. Not like before where, you just had those early adopters and all that stuff. It is much more widely known now. Clay says still going up. Yep. John says on the up still. Yeah. I do think we are moving up. Patty says it's overtaking everything and I want to learn it all. That's awesome, Patty. Somebody says great and moving up. Evolving rapidly. It's only just begun. Yep, it is going to evolve rapidly. I see lots of rise, just scratching the surface, right? Always changing, getting better. Everyone seems positive. Pat says, I was on the call this morning about how AI is looking over. We need to be very clear how it has ChatGPT and what we need to do next. Yeah, AI, GEO, all of that stuff. Don says, I think if enough people figure out AI, we'll be out of a job. Don, it's so interesting that you say that, because I know like our natural reaction when something like this happens, especially, most of you on here are in the tech know, right? Like you are probably were aware of AI before your friends or before a lot of people. You're definitely interested in it, right? So, I mean, I remember when social media came out, and that was going to shut down marketing agencies because people could just advertise on social media at the time, like get exposure basically for free, right? There's been all kinds of things that have disrupted the marketing world where everybody thought, well, that's it. That's the end of marketing. And that hasn't really been the case, and I think one of the reasons, and I think this is important for all of you to remember out there as well, is that just because someone can learn something, or just because someone can do something, like it's easier than ever. And it has been for a while. It has been easier than ever to learn skills that before might take a long time. So, I mean, really, I have a friend who's an avid golfer, and he's like, everything you want to know about having a great golf swing is on YouTube for free. Like, there's no secrets in golf. Like, you could just go to YouTube, and all the best golfers in the world will just show you what they're doing for free. Like, you don't have to pay an instructor. It's all there. Right? There's no secrets in golf. It's all laid out. Everything you need to do on YouTube. Just about any skill is that way these days. So why isn't everybody out running to be a professional golfer? Right? Well, I mean, not everybody wants to be a golfer, right? Plus, like having the information is one thing, but executing that information well is an entirely other thing. So when you're looking at AI and you're thinking like, oh, is this going to run marketing companies out of business or make what we're doing useless? No, I don't think it is. Because just because someone can learn something or can do something easily doesn't mean they want to do it. So why would a business owner, if they could just grab AI and do something, not do it? Well, because they're busy running their business. They have enough on their plate running their business. Now they actually, even as easy as you make it sound, they still got to learn it. I mean, all of you have been learning AI. Has it been quite as easy as all the AI gurus make it sound? Like there's layers and levels, and you learn one thing and that leads to another thing, and you're down the AI rabbit hole, right? You're watching YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video, and like you're just still going, and then there's the next thing and the next thing. So it's really not quite as cut and dry as everybody thinks, right? And so most business owners, they don't have time to go through all that stuff. They would rather just pay somebody to do it, right? They would just rather pay somebody to do it. And even I know from my own experience, even if I can do something, I deliberately don't do it because I want to focus my time and energy on other things. So I'm a good example of this because, I could do the yard work around my house. Like I'm perfectly capable of mowing the lawn and doing the yard work, but I don't do it. I pay somebody to do it because I want to be focused on other things. I don't want to be out doing yard work. Like I want to be working on my business. I want to be learning a new skill that I can apply to what I'm doing. Like the last thing in the world I want to use my time for is to do yard work because I'm not I'm not growing or learning from that, right? So I just pay somebody to do it. And I've done that for a long time. I don't change my own oil in my car or try to work on my own car, even though I probably could do some of those things because my time to me is more valuable spent on other things. And lots of business owners are that way as well. So we are not going to be out of a job, right? And I think AI in general, while it makes, and here's really where I think the state of AI is AI makes fulfillment way easier, right? It makes fulfillment way easier. But selling is getting harder. Selling AI services is getting harder and it's going to continue to get harder. So, why is that? Well, that's because the more fulfillment's easy, more people jump in. Everybody can deliver a good service because they're all using the same AI to do it or the same AI techniques to do it, right? So the fulfillment part, like there's just more people out there. So now you got more people trying to get clients, trying to get, like the thing just gets more crowded. So who are the people that are going to win with AI as we move forward and it gets even more crowded and bigger companies start doing things and all that stuff? Well, the people that are going to win are the people that can get attention, right? So, the reason that we get clients at our agency is because we have activity going on. Like we generate activity, we have conversations with businesses that we can turn into clients. Like we're able to get the appointment. Like that those are the people that are really going to win as AI continues to grow are the people that can actually get attention and get a damn appointment. Cuz I don't know, let me ask you guys who are on here right now. Do you find it easy to get appointments and have a conversation that learns into a paying client or do you find it hard? Let me know. Yeah, Don, Summerlin does still have enough water for yards. Yes. I actually have a small square of grass, of real grass in front of my house, but it's a small square. It's a small square. Yeah, Norm says the client's not really buying the AI services, they're buying you. That's another great point, Norm, right? Like there is something to be said for yes, they can do it, but if you can do it and you can deliver a great experience and results and they can count on you to do those things, they'll use you as well, right? Yeah. Smart directory AI is one way. I mean, it's not the only way, but it's one way. I'd have to say we probably and of all the different things we've tried, that's probably was the easiest thing to get going when we were new. You know, Cash says, yeah, very hard, right? Yeah, like so. How do we get those things right now? I think the problem with a lot of the prospecting stuff out there is just that most business owners, most people that you're reaching out to, uh, they've seen it all now. They get a gazillion emails trying to sell them things. They get 100 different DMs. Like they get all of it just doesn't. It's just not as effective, right? I mean, I'm curious. Like, what is your actual experience? Like all of you that are on here, like do you send out cold emails? Does it work? Do you get results? Do you cold call? Does that work? Does it get results? Doesn't like what is it that what is the thing? Hey Dorn, what's up? Misty, let me see your question here. Misty says Is there a video that has all the AI options and how to fulfill anywhere? I'm not sure if I overlooked it, but want to offer what's best for their need. Misty, we don't have one video that does that. We've got videos about different things. We've got free videos on the YouTube channel you can watch there. If you're an AI Profit Center, there's other training and stuff in there about what to fulfill, but not just one video there. Yeah. Misty says, I'm a newbie, been sending out emails, no response yet, but I think maybe my email sounds too much like advertising. Misty, that's a great point. Like having I was just talking to, I was messaging somebody in the Facebook group the other day because they were asking about some email stats, and they shared like their bounce rate, their unsubscribe, their spam rate, but they didn't share like their open rate or their replies. And I was asking like, well, like, what are the open rates? What are the replies? And they were like, well, shouldn't I be worried about being marked as spam? And, my kind of thought process on this is like, look, the first thing you need to focus on is getting a message that works. The first thing you need is a message that works, that resonates, that gets attention, that actually gets people to engage in a conversation with you. Once you have something that works, then you can start optimizing all those little things for better open rates and better this and better that, right? But like if every email you send is hitting the inbox, but nobody's responding, who gives a crap if every message hits the inbox, right? Like the whole point is to get responses, not to get every message in the inbox. So you always want to try to get your message in your first thing first, and then you can optimize for that other stuff later, right? So I'll give you guys a good example of this. And I am going to use Smart Directory AI as the example because I think this is kind of interesting. Hold on, let me hide this comment here. Let me find this screenshot. I'm going to show you guys this. So here's what happened. Okay. I think this is a great example of this. And I made a post about this in the school group, in the Facebook group, but I just want to show you this. So I'm going to share my screen here. So I don't know if you guys remember, like not last week, about three coaching calls ago, I did on this Friday coaching call, I did a live setup of a Smart Directory AI site. Do any of you on here remember that? I think I did it I was talking and commenting, but it took me about 20 minutes to set this site up. And I used a domain that I just picked randomly called Go Summerlin. Regina says, yep. Todd, there's a school group for like Smart Directory AI members, AI Profit Center members. Yes. Yeah, Patty says, yep. Okay. So that, well, here, let me do this first. Let me show you this first. And then I'm going to show you this. So I have actually been using that little site to shoot updated training videos for Smart Directory AI. Okay. So in one of the training videos, I showed how to switch out this hero image right here. You see this Las Vegas shot here. And this is actually one of the new features in Smart Directory AI. So I'm going to show you this real quick. I just posted a video with some updates, but this is, I thought, a great one. But whenever you go to upload an image here, let me see if I can find one to use. I'll use this one. We've got this great new cropping tool. So you can crop your image so that it shows up the way you want. And then you just click apply crop, right? So this particular Smart Directory AI site, this is what I did. I just replaced this header. I kind of updated a little bit of this text. And then I updated the free listing outreach workflows. And when I say updated, I mean, I went in and I made them a little more personal to Las Vegas. And like here, I'll show you. Like if I go in the automation section here, I'm going to go to the free listing outreach. And you'll see in this very first email that goes out, all I did was I went in here and I just I added the generic logo. I put this footer in here. These are all things I show in the Smart Directory AI training. And I just made this email, I put my name in, a little more personal and more tied to the site Summerlin, right? So those are the only things I did. I did not, I don't even have a dedicated domain hooked up to this Smart Directory AI site. Like the GoSummerlin.com is connected so that when you go there, you see the site, but there's no dedicated domain for sending email. I'm sending email from the shared high-level domain, which if any of you are on here are probably thinking that's no, everybody always talks about how crappy that is and it doesn't work. And everybody gets worried about the dedicated domain and setting up. But anyway, I don't even have a dedicated domain set up. It's just sending from the generic high-level sending domain that everybody and their brothers can send from as well. So really, I've done nothing to this site, right? There's no actual Summerlin businesses on here. These are just all demo businesses that come when you load in Smart Directory AI. Okay, so why am I showing you all this? Because in one of the training videos, I showed how to add emails to the free listing workflow. And I added 31 random businesses that I pulled in a spreadsheet to that workflow to show the training video. And I scheduled them to drip out so that they don't go all at once and it just warms up the email. And I did that on Tuesday and they went out Wednesday morning. So they went out yesterday morning. So September 18th, that was yesterday. So they actually went out yesterday morning. And I just want you to look at this. Like, I have done diddly squat to my directory site. I don't even have a dedicated domain. I only loaded in 31 random businesses. I'm using the what's supposed to be the crummy high-level sending domain, but 93.55% were delivered. I got a 31.03% open rate. Look at that. 7% replies. Bounce 6.45. Nobody unsubscribed. Like, that's crazy, right? Like I think most people looking at this site would be like, well, I'm not ready to send emails. They would still be trying to make this site look good, do all that stuff, right? And it's not working. And then look at this. Here's one of the replies I got. So someone actually responded to my email. Use my name, best regards. Like I have started a conversation with this company. So I could respond back and say, hey, thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. Did you claim your listing? Right? Did you claim your listing? Like, I mean, literally nothing, and already 31% open rate, 30% open rate, 7% response rate. Like, and that's just from taking the action. Now, I know there are some people that have gotten 0 responses, and they've been working on their Smart Directory AI site for probably a month, maybe more. You know why they've gotten 0 responses? Because they haven't put a single business in the workflows. They're waiting for their site to be perfect. They have it in their head that they cannot send out a single email until it is absolutely 100% perfect. That's an illusion. That's an illusion. I mean, yes, make it good, make it better than this. Like, I mean, I'm not telling you to just spend 20 minutes like I did on this thing, but we don't have to spend months. Like, literally, we could make this thing look a lot better in just a day or two. And then we could start doing this. And then we could do just like I've done with this live coaching call. As we're prospecting, then we improve the site. We make it better as we're going. We don't try to make it the best and then get going. Because every time I've done that, as soon as I've launched something, it's changed or something's changed. And I've had to go back and all these things that I thought I needed, I didn't need, or now have to be redone. And it's better to just get out there and get launched, right? So Don says, I could use a review of the funnels and workflows. Don, there's a couple of great videos in the Smart Directory AI members area that go over these. There's one on just how the workflows work in general, how to test the workflows. I've got one in there about customizing your emails. Like, you should check those out. I'd review those. They're already in the training. They're already in there, right? Okay. So why am I sharing all of this with you about the state of AI? Well, that is because I see a lot of people in the Facebook group that are like, hey, I've been through the AI fast track. I've been through this. I got high level. What do I do now? What do I do now? What do I do now? Well, the thing that you need to be doing now is you need to be setting up some type of consistent prospecting system. That's what you need to be doing. Now, I personally think Smart Directory AI is probably one of the best ones out there, but it doesn't have to be that. I don't care if you use Smart Directory AI. What I care is that you actually have prospecting happening for you and your business at a minimum of 3 days a week. Like, consistent stuff going out at a minimum of 3 days a week. Now, however you decide to do that, I don't really care, as long as it's working and you're doing it consistently, as long as you can continue to do it day in, day out, week in and week out, right? Now, next week, starting on Tuesday, I'm actually going to do a 3-day live training called the AI Launch Lab. And I'm going to go through how to get a Smart Directory AI prospecting system launched, set up, and rolling in 72 hours. So you guys are going to love this. And whether you're using Smart Directory AI or you're not, you should come and watch this training, because you're going to learn a lot about what you should be focused on to get traction as quickly as possible, right? I'll give you a little spoiler. It's not the colors of your logo. It's not what shades of blue you use. It's not what image goes here and goes there, right? There's only one thing in the beginning that you should be focused on, and that should be generating actual conversations that can turn into paying clients. That's the only way you're going to win, right? We're going to do the wins here in a section. I'm going to go through all the wins that people shared this week. The only difference between those people and any of you on here that didn't have a win to share is the people that are sharing those wins, they were prospecting. They were actually figuring out a way to start a conversation with somebody that they could turn into a client, and they turn them into a client. Now, a lot of people think, well, Tom, how long do I have to, like, that just seems very basic. Like, isn't there some more advanced things I should be doing? No, you have to do the basic stuff first. The only way you can get to $10,000 a month in revenue is to make your first $100, your first $500. Like, you can't just roll out of bed and be making $10,000 a month. Like, it's a process, right? So we have to start putting in place the things that are going to get us to that process. And if you're looking at this and going, well, what do I do and where do I go? My first question to you would be, how many conversations did you have this past week that could have actually turned into paying clients? If the answer is 0, then you got to fix that. We got to be having conversations that can turn into clients. So what does that mean? Well, that means we need to have people booking those conversations with us, right? So if nobody's booking, that means we got to be sending out emails. And so you can just work this whole thing backwards. So, well, I know that if I want to get 5 calls on the books, if I want to talk to 5 people this week, I need to have 10 calls on the book. Maybe you only have a 50% show up rate. I need to have 10 calls on the books. So if I need to have 10 calls on the books, that means I need to have sent out this many emails to get those 10 calls, right? Like, we just work it backwards. And that is how we figure all this out. Now, in the meantime, we just really need to have some consistent prospecting happening at least 3 days a week going, right? So the way we currently run our directory site is I send out prospecting messages on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And I don't send out a lot. Like I'm only sending out maybe 200 at the most, 200 a day. So I'll build a big list and then I'll add 200 on Tuesday, 200 on Wednesday, 200 on Thursday. Then I let those go through and I do the same thing the next week. Because to do this properly, it's not just running them through once. There's follow-up, there's additional things. People are going to book. There's a lot of different things that can happen. And we have different things we do based on that. So you do not need a lot of leads to be busy really, really fast, right? So I'm going to let this link scroll at the bottom, and then I'm going to go over some of the AI tools we use and all that stuff as well. But wrong one there. Where is it at? Here we go. Go to offlinesharks.com/AI launch lab. Sign up for the training next week. Again, this is free. If you've been through the AI fast track and you're thinking to yourself, what do I do now? What do I do next? What do I do first? This training is for you. This training will answer that question and show you not only exactly what you need to do, but how to get it launched and set up in just 72 hours. So go to offlinesharks.com/AI launch lab. Sign up. You guys are going to love it. I've been working on these slides and all this stuff all week. This is going to be a really awesome training, especially if you have those questions. How do I get going to make money as quickly as possible? Where do I start? What do I do next? I've been through the AI fast track. I'm familiar with these AI tools. What do I do? That's what we're going to talk about on this 3-day training. I'm going to show you everything from our 20-minute agency launch blueprint. That's going to be on day 1. Then on day 2, I'm going to do, what is day 2? Oh, day 2 is the AI prospect magnet. So how to basically stop chasing people, how to set things up so you're kicking up the sand and they're coming to you and you can just pluck your clients out of that activity. And then on day 3, I'm going to talk about the effortless close. So just forget selling. Like we're just going to have some easy conversations with some people that have problems that we can help them use AI to fix. So we don't have to be amazing salespeople or anything like that. So head over to offlinesharks.com/AI launch lab. Sign up for the free training. It's going to be awesome. 3 p.m. every day. There is a VIP package upgrade. If you're interested in that, you'll basically get forever access to all the recordings, not just the free, but after the free trainings, I'm going to do some more in-depth VIP trainings on each day with everyone in the VIP section. For any of you that have been in my VIP days before, you know, I really do my best to over deliver on those. And in this particular VIP days, I think I'm going to be talking about, hold on, let me find this. So I don't want to give you the wrong information. So let me show you this. So on VIP day number 1, I'm going to go over how to use AI to create your brand. So look, even though I don't think you should be spending a lot of time creating your brand, you do want to look professional. You do want to make things look better as you go. So I'm going to show you how to use AI to do that. On VIP day number 2, I'm going to show how to use AI to create irresistible foot in the door offers. So all of you that wonder, like, how do we get our foot in the door and sell those first services and then move them up to higher paying things? We do that. And then on day 3, in the VIP, I'm going to show you how to use AI to make your prospecting messages unique and stand out from the crowd. So you don't just sound like everybody else sending out all these generic offers and doing all those things. For the person that was in the comments earlier that said, I think my messages might just sound too salesy, you're going to love this, right? Hey, Regina, awesome. Excited to have you on board. It's going to be awesome. So, yeah, so this is going to be a great 3 days. So go there, offlinesharks.com/AI launch lab, sign up. We're going to have a ton of fun. Yes, I am going to be talking a lot about Smart Directory AI because I believe that it is the fastest way to implement everything I'm going to show you on that call. But if you don't want to use Smart Directory AI, you can apply the principles and the things you're going to learn there to other stuff you're doing as well. Christopher says, Tom, question for you. Can you build a job application for businesses in Smart Directory via high level? Is this possible? And how would you do this? So, Christopher, I want to see if I'm understanding you right. So, in Smart Directory AI, a company has the ability to post jobs, and then there's like a button where they click to go to their website. So you want to send them to like an actual form that's a job application. I mean, that would be the way I would think you would do it. Is you would have to create an online form that's the job application, and then you would send the person to that online form to fill out the job application. And when they submit the form, it would go to the business owner. Right? Yeah. I mean, that's how I do it. So you would probably need to do that in a workflow. So you would create an online form, and then you'd set up a workflow that's like, when this form is filled out, this is everyone who gets notified. This is where it goes. Then you could set up messages to the applicant and messages to the business, all that stuff. Yeah. And yeah, you guys are going to love this AI launch. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great. Okay, so I want to spend a few minutes here, and then we're going to do some shark shout outs. But I want to talk about some of the AI tools and things that we're using lately, because I know a lot of you follow Nick's YouTube channel, what he's got going on there. Talks a lot of about a lot of different AI tools. So I want to kind of just give you a little rundown. So I don't have a screenshot of this. So you might want to grab a pen and a piece of paper or open up a little text document and kind of note these down. If you don't know of any of these are kind of the ones we're currently using and doing a lot of stuff with. So number one, obviously Smart Directory AI, right? We use that to turn leads into clients. We've found that to be the easiest way to do that, right? High level. So we're using the CRM, obviously, the automation, the chat widget, the conversation AI, and a lot of other customer success features. We have a pretty robust onboarding. Like, this isn't really AI, but we have a pretty robust onboarding sequence built out for our clients. We also have a lot of retention type things that happen for our clients where, the team is constantly evaluating what's going on with our clients' campaigns, and we classify them either red, yellow, green, and different things happen based off those classifications. That's how we're able to achieve, I think we have over a 94% retention rate at the agency. That's how we do that, because things don't fall through the cracks, right? Like, what happens for a lot of agencies is the client's stuff isn't going well, right? Let's say that you're doing SEO for a client, and man, they're just not ranking. Most people just try to fix it, and they don't really reach out to the client. They don't do anything. They just sort of kind of like, oh, I hope the client doesn't say anything until this starts working. And then the client says something, and now they're in this awkward conversation, right? So we do the opposite. We over monitor what's going on with our clients' campaigns, and we try to be the one to reach out to them, not have them reach out to us. So when we see a client's SEO isn't working, we don't just try to wait and see what happens the next day. Like, we proactively reach out to the client and say, hey, we've noticed this. This is what we're doing behind the scenes to fix it. And that really goes a long way for keeping a lot of clients. Okay. We've also been building out a bunch of stuff to do review management and high level. We are using some AI in combination with some of our other tools like Ahrefs, which is like an SEO monitoring tool. So we've been able to use Ahrefs, connect it to ChatGPT, and we're able to like pump out these little text audits, like these little audits that we can send by text. So look at this. I don't know how many of you have been in our community for a while. You remember like our audit process. Like, we've done this process for a long time. It was actually one of the first products we put out was about how we were auditing, like using these audits, selling them as a foot in the door service. Let me make sure there's nothing on here that can be done. Okay, so yeah, check this out. So this, you can see right here, this is actually an audit we had ChatGPT do with the help of Ahref. And it pops out this little audit that we can then send to the client via text. So instead of email, all that stuff, we just text it right to them. So we're building that out, testing it more. So you'll see more about that. So Misty, the way we do the audits is like this. So whenever someone would, so the reason this came about is because when we were first out there trying to get clients, we would get a lot of people that were just like tire kickers and would never turn into closed deals. And we got very frustrated with that. And so we decided that when someone would reach out to us to be a client, the first thing we would do is tell them the first step in this process is for us to do a complete audit of your online and marketing presence. And we would charge like $250, sometimes $500 for that. So that's step number one. Then based on that audit, we would be able to put together a strategic plan to help you grow. And sometimes we would apply that credit to whatever they decided to do moving forward. But we got skin in the game from them, which let us know right away whether they were serious, not serious, all those kinds of things, right? Now, today, we always send people to, we have like it's not a discovery form. I couldn't think of the word there for a minute. So right now, when somebody reaches out to us and they say, hey, we would like your help doing SEO, the first thing we do is we say, hey, go here and fill out this discovery form, because that gives us the information that we can use to make informed decisions about what they're doing, right? Shane, no, nothing with Search Atlas. Jeff says, I sold most of your audit courses to IRS agents. That's great. Yeah. Sarah, I don't, because it's very specific to us. Like you wouldn't, well, so, if you're an AI Profit Center member, Sarah, you might check in the SOPs that come with AI Profit Center. I do think there's some onboarding SOPs in there. So they're in there. Yep. Don says, I use Manus AI and have had good luck. That's awesome, Don. That's awesome. Yeah, Manus AI is another, another one of the things we use. We use ChatGPT daily, right? So we use it for conversational problem solving, day-to-day questions. We use Manus AI. That's kind of our AI agent tasks around execution. We use it for lead finding, data mining, scraping, website auditing. We use a tool called Perplexity, which is for researching topics, markets, or industries. We use Claude AI to write scripts, emails, conversational pieces, usually off of Perplexity's research. So we use the Perplexity research, and then we use Claude to write the actual messaging, right? Gemini we use for lead scraping, Banana, text to image creation, and VEO3, text to video creation. So those are the kind of current workhorse of tools that we're using there. And again, I want to stress this because I am just like all of you. I love finding out about new AI tools. I love playing with new AI tools. But that list of tools that I just gave you will not get you any closer to a paying client if you're not actually doing the outreach. So if you're not actually actively prospecting, it doesn't matter how many AI tools you know about, can use, or can do. Again, it's back to this one simple thing. The people that are going to win and have success with AI are going to be the ones that can have conversations that actually turn into paying clients. So that's why you want to sign up for the training next week, because that's all I'm going to be talking about. How to get you to that point as quickly as possible in 72 hours, actually. How to get you to that point in 72 hours. So I know you'll see some of these on the wins today. We'll do that as well. Okay, let's do some Shark shout outs. First, before we do that, a big shout out to all of our accountability takers. I've been seeing more and more people in the Facebook group sharing their accountability posts week after week. And here's what I love about the accountability posts. When I see someone that comes in to the group and they're like, okay, so last week I posted all these things and I didn't get a single one of them done. That warms my heart because that is the holding yourself accountable and the honesty that you need to have with yourself, and continue to do that post even when you didn't get anything done or even just a few things done. And I've seen people doing that. I didn't get these things done. This is why, but here's how I'm fixing it. I'm focusing these on this week. So please keep that up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Those posts are for you. They're not for all of us. I mean, yes, they do provide inspiration to other people, but making that accountability post every week is really for you. It doesn't matter if anyone responds, if anyone pays attention. Just doing that week in and week out will help you. So big shout outs to all the sharks for those accountability posts in there. Also, a big shout out to Jacqueline, who got her Smart Directory AI site live. Awesome work, Jacqueline, our friend from across the pond. Jacqueline has been in our community for a long time. For those of you that don't know her, she's a former teacher. Now she does agency stuff full time. She's over in the UK. Super, super nice person. Great member of this community. Very, very knowledgeable. She's awesome with social media. So if you have questions, tag her. She can help you. So awesome work, Jacqueline. Okay, now we are going to do our shark shoutouts. First up, Erica. She got a recurring SEO for a tutor center, $125. Excellent work, Erica. Excellent work. Next up, Cody Weaver, SEO and social for a laundromat, 2 locations, $1,400 a month. He also sold 2 plumbing websites, $1,800 each, plus SEO at $475 a month for both sites. Awesome stuff, Cody. Awesome stuff. Tex posted the 14-day free. Oh, I loved this post. I saw this post too. This is another great example of just taking action, right? So Tex posted the 14 days free offer. So for those of you that don't know, in the AI post and profit course, which is about delivering social media as a service, one of the things we have in there to get a way to get clients is to offer 14 days of free social media posting, and then you use that to turn them into a paying client. So Tex posted that offer. He didn't get any direct responses or direct interest, but he ended up closing 2 deals. So he got a social media coverage for their NGO and are spending $1,000 to get their Facebook page more visibility. And the other from someone who owns 2 beachfront condos and needs a Facebook page and social media to attract rentals for $1,000. So he didn't get interest in the 14-day free offer, but he landed 2 clients because they saw he did social media. So awesome stuff, Tex. Awesome stuff. Next up, Jacqueline, an existing client, signed up for her Google Business Profile services, $360 a month, plus she launched her second. Oh, that was your second Smart Directory AI site. My bad, Jacqueline, my bad. Her second Smart Directory AI site. Awesome stuff. Brian, if you just go to offlinesharks.com/group, then you'll find the Facebook group. offlinesharks.com/group. Next up, we've got Sarah. And this is another one. Sarah, like seeing your comments and stuff in the school group, it just got me fired up because this is really, really awesome. Because when Sarah posted her win, she was like, I can't even believe I've gotten 2 clients. So anyway, she sent out her first client invoice for $1,031.80 a month. She secured her third client, a private investigator, for $8,991 upfront for brand and identity package, $1,497. Website build and SEO optimized, $5,997. Setup fees for AI chatbot, socials, and reputation management, all $499 each. Then she's going to move to monthly recurring of $1,844 for social media, website content, AI chatbot management, and reputation management. This is awesome stuff. And Sarah even said, I think in her post this morning in the comments we were talking, and she's like, Tom, I am exactly the kind of person you're talking about. I want everything to be perfect. I continually try to get better and better and never launch. She's like, I just decided to take your advice and just start putting myself out there. And boom, she's got 3 clients. And that is a healthy set of revenue from those 3 clients. So way to go, Sarah. I know it can feel a little uncomfortable, right? Which is exactly how it's supposed to feel. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. Nick and I feel uncomfortable in the things we're doing all the time. That's usually how we know we're doing the right thing. If you feel uncomfortable about it and you feel a little unsure, like that usually means you're taking the actions that you should be taking. When you're just not really having any discomfort, you're probably not doing what you should be doing. Next up, Paul Michael sold another featured listing, $50 and a hot lead. That's right, Paul. Awesome stuff. John Hardiman sold an all-in-one marketing package, social posting, content marketing, SEO, and Google ads, 390 euros setup and 1,200 a month. So that's 1,875. Awesome stuff, John. And then the team over at Mina Marketing, they landed a new $3,500 a month activity client on Honolulu for SEO and PPC. That is a grand total on this 300th live coaching call of $23,357.80. That's just for the week of September 13th through the 19th. Since the start of 2025, you, the people on this call right now in our community, have generated $869,515.23 with the wins you've shared. That's just since the start of 2025. So we are closing in on $1 million really fast. We're going to be there super, super quick. So big shout out. Congratulations to everybody there as well. All right. We've got a few minutes. Let's, why don't we take some questions? Do you guys have some questions for me about AI? Anything you want to do there? They said Hawaii is the happiest U.S. state. Interesting. People there are pretty friendly. Oh, I almost forgot. Thank you for reminding me. I could not let this slip away. So we do like to do something here on the show from time to time. And that is whenever we see somebody in the group that's really an outstanding member, that's getting traction, that's doing a lot of stuff, we like to celebrate them as the member of the week. Now, the member of the week gets, you can't see them because they're on the top of these bookshelves, but they get this little Offline Sharks treasure chest. It's packed with goodies to help them continue to take action and get results. No one but the people who get the treasure chest know what's in it. So when I announce this new member of the week, please, when you get the treasure chest, don't spill the beans. We've been able to keep it a secret for quite a while. So our member of the week this week is Sarah Hodge. Sarah, congratulations. She jumped in with imperfect action. She closed 3 clients in just 2 weeks. She's now upgrading her high-level account to scale even faster. So Sarah just followed the recommendations, right? We tell people all the time, come in, sign up for the high-level 30-day free trial, just get the basic plan. Once you get your 3rd client and you need more sub accounts, then upgrade, because you'll be making money. You'll be rolling. You'll just be paying for it with their profits. So that's what Sarah's doing. Awesome, awesome work, Sarah. Congratulations on being this week's. All right. And Sarah, the team will reach out to you, or if you submit a ticket to offlinesharks.com/support, they can get your information so we can get that sent out to you. Okay, let me scroll through here and see if there are any questions. Misty says, how do you suggest structuring your packages for clients? So, Misty, I wish I had a cookie cutter answer for you for this. But in the beginning, when you're just figuring all this out, you're probably going to try a lot of different things that you're not going to stick with. So this is another reason why we don't want to spend an inordinate amount of time on these things, because in my experience, almost always these things change. In the beginning, when we're trying to get clients and we're just trying to get traction, we may need to put more in our packages, and maybe we're not able to charge as much as we'd like for our packages. So, right, as we grow, like at our agency, as we've grown, we've raised our prices, raised our prices, raised our prices. So, because we have business coming in and it's made sense to raise our prices. We didn't just try to do that in the beginning. Like in the beginning, we needed to get traction and get things going. So I think you can't really go wrong with a value-based type pricing model where you have maybe like a good, better, and best type option. So we have something a little more involved in that at the agency now. We like have quite a few different packaging offers and things like that. But I think a good place to start. Well, let me backtrack that for a minute. Remember we said the thing you need to be doing is prospecting, right? So you need to have at least one service, one package that you can start prospecting with. Start with that. So I don't know what service you're interested in selling, Misty, but just put one little package together. Maybe make it something that's maybe in the $250 to $500 price range, because those are a little easier to sell if you're new. If you're more advanced, you don't need to do this. But if you're new, maybe get one type of a foot in the door thing that you can do for $250 to $500. Maybe it's a pre-built website. Maybe it's optimizing their Google business profile. I don't know, but just get one thing. Start prospecting for that one thing. And as you're prospecting, then you can start to build out other packages. And then you can maybe build a better and a best. But this is kind of like what I was talking about before. And this is the challenge you are all going to face. It's really hard to keep your eye on what's really the important thing, because your brain is going to tell you that you need all this other stuff because it doesn't really want to do the uncomfortable action. So really, to start prospecting and selling, you just need a list of people to reach out to. You need an offer to make them, and you can start reaching out, right? One offer. You don't need to have everything else figured out. So I would start there and build off from that. You just want to try to get to prospecting as quickly as possible. I hope that helps a little. Now, pricing, like everybody's situation is different. So, usually you want to figure that out. But if you just use cookie cutter pricing in the beginning, just so you can start taking action, that's fine too. Again, remember, all of these decisions that you're anguishing over right now, you can just simply change your mind and do something different. Nobody's going to come and get you and be like, why did you change your mind? Like, we have sold things ridiculously cheap and then just one day decided, we're not going to do that anymore. And guess what? Nobody cared. Nobody came to us and said, what did you do that for? So yeah, you have the ability to change. We've rebranded. We've done all these things that we anguished over, names and all that stuff. Almost all of it we've changed at some point, and it's never been a big deal. All right. So let me look down here. So relax energy. What would I suggest as a package for beginners? Something that you can easily fulfill and stick with. So here's the thing. There is no magic service. There is no, what I mean by that is I used to think that, man, if I could just figure out what the most in-demand service was, then I could sell it nonstop. I'd never have any problems, but that's not how it works. There's no magic thing, right? So you want to start with the end and then work your way backwards. So, a pre-built website could be something for a beginner. That can be a good one. Here's what I like about the pre-built website. One, because they can see what they're buying, that it's already finished. You don't get those questions like, well, have you ever built a website before? Who else have you built websites for? Do you know what you're doing? Should I trust? Because you're showing them what they're buying. You're like, look, here's the thing you're buying, and it's $500. So they can look at that and they can decide whether it's worth $500 to them or not. And none of that depends on how many websites you've built, who else you've worked for, none of that stuff. So when you're new and you don't have that credibility and authority, selling something that's already finished is a good option. We call this like an activity-based offer, because when you're new, the reason you might want to stick with an activity-based offer is because they're paying you for a specific thing. Like social media management is a great example of a activity-based offer, because what are they paying you for? They're paying you to create these posts and post them for them on some type of a schedule. It's not tied to results. When someone buys a pre-built website from you, I mean, it doesn't matter if no one ever comes to that website, they still paid you for what they got, the website. When you're doing social media for someone, yes, you want more people to come to their business and they may decide to keep it or not keep it based on that. But really what they're paying you for is to make those posts and do those things. So as long as you do that, you're good, right? So things like SEO, paid ads, those are performance-based services. A client is going to wake up and open Google, and if they're not on the front page, they're going to be calling you going, why the hell am I not on the front page? I'm paying you to be on the front page, right? Like those are performance-based. They require a little more nuance in handling the clients, because you have to be able to effectively set the right expectations. You have to be able to deal with things when they're not working, because some of those things you just don't have control over. So there's just a little more nuance, and it helps if you have more experience when you're doing those types of services. So typically for beginners, we recommend trying to pick something activity-based, something that you can just sell like that, because it'll just make your life a little easier. And then also don't try to go crazy on high ticket pricing. Just set a price, sell something like, and again, if you're selling a pre-built website for $500, you are not locked into that for life. You can change the price at any time you want. So if you haven't been able to get any traction selling websites with whatever you're offering, just do a pre-built website for $500. When you sell two, raise the price. When you sell two more, raise the price again. When you sell two more, raise the price, and just keep doing that until no one buys it anymore. Like that would be a smarter way to go, right? Misty says, let me see. And by the way, for all of you asking these questions, you definitely should be signing up at offlinesharks.com/AI Launch Lab. I'm going to talk about all of this stuff. I'm going to give you very actionable things that you can do to solve all of these problems and that you're asking me right now in these questions. So you're not going to, what's that? Yeah. Monthly websites are a good FIT and easy to fulfill with Go High Level. Absolutely. So Missy says okay, SEO should be in this range. Well, I mean, Misty, SEO is a little different because that's a little more involved, and it's really hard to cookie cutter SEO pricing because it depends on the market and their business and what they're trying to go after. Like if the person is an attorney and they're wanting you to do SEO, $2,000 a month for SEO for an attorney probably isn't going to cut it. You're not going to be able to effectively get them any type of results with that kind of budget, because the attorney market is super, super competitive. Those top attorneys are paying probably $5-10 grand a month for SEO to be in the top of the results. So if your client's not willing to have the budget that the top guys are having, they're not going to be able to succeed. So, you have to think about not all services are the same. That's what I mean by results versus activity, right? Building a website for $2 grand, that's the activity. You have to put in the work for the site. But, SEO, there may be a lot more work involved. Layers, right? Layers and layers. If you use High Level to fulfill, High Level does the hosting. That's so funny, Dorn. When I saw this comment, I thought you were telling them to relax, but that's their name, Relax Energy. I love it. Sabrina says, I'll be there. Awesome. You guys are going to love the training. All right, look, we got one more thing to do. I want to give away 2 $25 Cash App gift cards. And here is what I am going to do that. So if you can go right now to this, put this hashtag in the comments, wherever you're watching this video, hashtag AI launch. Make sure that you've gone to offlinesharks.com/AI Launch Lab and sign up for the 3-day training next week. If you just take the free version, you will be able to watch recordings and all that till the end of the week. After the end of the week, then only the VIPs will have access to the permanent recording. So you will be able, if you just want to go through it for free and see what it's about and all that stuff, no worries. You can do that. You will be able to access all the recordings. You don't have to, they will be there. It is better if you show up live because then you can ask me questions directly. I can talk about your specific situations, all that stuff. But you will be able to watch replays all the way till the end of the week for free. After that, you'll need to be in VIP if you want to get those. But the bonus part about being in VIP is you get all the additional VIP trainings and more direct access to me and all that stuff. So the VIP things are always really, really great. All right, I'm going to give away my first $25 in Cash App money. That is going to go to Catherine Beasley. Catherine, congratulations. You are the first $25 Cash App winner. Catherine, the team is making a note of your info right now. And if you could just submit a ticket, offlinesharks.com/support, let them know you won the Cash App. They'll get you squared away. All right. Okay. We got more people coming in. Here we go. Next up, the next $25 in Cash App. Oh, John Hardiman. Congratulations, John. Way to go, my friend. Again, John, the team will get you set up. You've been around for a while. You know what to do. Awesome stuff. All right. Well, look, this has been a fantastic live coaching call. Thank you for joining me. The 300th time I've done this. 5 years and 9 months. I can't believe it. The time just flew by. I love hanging out with you all every week. I love all the questions, all the great things you have. I hope you enjoyed today's session. If you did, if you could do me a favor, give me some likes, give me some subscribes. If you're on YouTube, leave a comment. I love to see them and respond. I'd appreciate that. And then make sure, again, you go to offlinesharks.com/AI Launch Lab. Next week, I'm going to be showing you how to launch an AI services business in 72 hours. Like, you'll be able to cut through all the BS and just get to making money as quickly as possible. So I know you guys are going to love it. I'm excited about it. The team's excited about it. Thanks again to the team and everyone for all of their hard work on making this live show possible. Stay safe out there. Practice Aloha, and I will see you next Friday.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam session. We've helped thousands just like you start and scale their businesses. If you'd like our help to grow your business, go to the link on your screen now and let us know how we can help you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then, aloha.